You ever heard about the city that vanished overnight? You probably haven't. They called it the Lost Colony, a place where hope and ambition once met the edge of the unknown, but then disappeared as if the earth had swallowed them whole. Now picture yourself on the shores of an island, watching ships from England bring men, women, and children who wanted to start a new life in a place that had never been touched by Europeans. John White was one of them. He was an artist who was supposed to record this brave attempt at settlement, but he didn't know that he had just signed his return ticket to a puzzle that would haunt generations. They called their home Roanoke Island, which is a small piece of land along the Outer Banks that looks like it is far away, but is full of promise. Families came with tools, supplies, and fragile hopes, thinking that the New World could give them a life free from the restrictions of Europe. Virginia Dare, White's granddaughter, was one of these settlers. She was the first English child born on American soil and a symbol of new beginnings and the fragility of human hope. Roanoke life, however, was anything but simple. Survival was a daily struggle due to dense forests, strange wildlife, and the constant threat of disease. Nevertheless, they persisted, erecting houses, cultivating crops, and forming hesitant alliances with nearby tribes. For an instant, the wilderness appeared to have been tamed by humans. They were safe for a while. Then White returned to England for supplies, leaving behind a fledgling colony, trusting that the crown would soon support their efforts. And then, the world shifted. England was drawn into war with Spain, and the seas that had carried White away now conspired to keep him from returning. Months stretched into years. Supplies dwindled, letters went unanswered. And when White finally made it back to Roanoke after the war in August of 1590, he found nothing. There was no one in the fort. Houses were deserted and empty. No footprints were found. The chimneys did not emit any smoke. Everyone seemed to have just disappeared into thin air. There was just one clue left, carefully carved into a palisade post: CROATOAN, a word that would spark centuries of thoughts and conjecture. Was it a sign that the inhabitants had escaped to CROATOAN Island, which was nearby? Did the hospitable tribes there absorb them? Or did it represent something more sinister? Was it a warning that bad things had happened to them? All these questions without answers left the world silent. White was unable to look into it any further. He was forced to flee due to storms and exhausted supplies, and he returned to England with nothing but doubts and a heavy heart. His family was never seen again. In search of answers, historians have examined every document, map, and letters. Some people think that when the colonists moved inland, they blended in with the local tribes and gradually disappeared from European consciousness. Others contend that they were wiped out of the land they had hoped to call home due to disease, famine, or violence. It is possible that some colonists survived, albeit briefly, as archaeologists continue to dig and find pottery fragments and signs of settlement far from the coast. Nevertheless, Roanoke's emptiness creates a lingering impression. Imagine going through a town with all the houses still standing and everything in its proper place, but without a single person left. There is a gap, a quietness that is more powerful than any words. Regardless of the truth, the tale of Roanoke endures as a terrifying reminder of both the vast unpredictability of nature and the frailty of human endeavor. It is a mystery that has been inscribed in history books, as well as in the minds of those who dare to speculate. The Lost Colony is a reflection on loss, hope, and the unknown forces that determine fates rather than just a story about disappearance. If you find this mystery fascinating, join us as we explore the most sinister mysteries, unexplained disappearances, and unsettling stories that have persisted throughout history by hitting the subscription button now. See you in the next video.